Know if we'll be that lucky tomorrow. Hey, Danny.
Well, you might have to wait a few days, Jesse, as we are looking at a chance for rain and snow tomorrow, but mostly sunny skies for Saturday. I'll have the details right after this.
Friday nights, the stars come out on PBS. Grab a front row seat to the best of the arts. Music, dance, theater, legendary performers, unforgettable performances. The arts shine on America's largest stage. Every Friday night, only on PBS.
Celebrate automotive excellence as Motor Week presents the 2012 Driver's Choice Awards. Whether it's hauling the family in comfort, hitting the town in style, plugging into the cutting edge, or putting the pedal to the metal, find out which rides take the checkered flag this year. Join us for the Driver's Choice Awards, only on Motor Week.
Welcome back. Another cold day here in Vincennes, Indiana, with today's temperature at 35 degrees. Today's high at 41. Today's low at 29 degrees. Winds southwest at 9 miles per hour. The humidity at 54% and the barometric pressure 30.27 and steady. Let's take a look at our local air condition. It looks like all over they experienced some overcast skies. Oaktown at 35, Washington at 35, Decker at 36, and Allendale, Illinois at 36. Let's take a look at our national temperature map. It looks like in the New England area, temperatures are in their 30s up into the 40s, with Holton, Maine at 33 degrees and Boston, New York at 45. South of that, a little bit warmer temperatures in the 40s down through their 70s, with Myrtle Beach at 56 degrees and Miami, Florida at 75. For the northern central plains, cooler temperatures. Look like there's a cold spot up in North Dakota, with Bismarck, North Dakota at 28 degrees. Lincoln, Nebraska over at 31 degrees. South of that, warmer temperatures in the 30s through their 60s, with Oklahoma City at 40 degrees and Corpus Christi, Texas at 54. For the west, temperatures are in the 40s through the 70s, with Sacramento, California at 52 and Las Vegas, Nevada at 63. Let's take a look what's going on across the United States. As you guys can see, we do have a high pressure system out in the west, bringing in some clear and dry conditions. There are a few scattered showers and even some snow flurries in the Four Corner region. For the northern, central, and southern plains, we do have these troughs of low pressure, not causing much, but I can say for this low pressure system here, it looks like it's causing some precipitation and even some snowfall for parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Now, if we go back north, we have this low pressure system here and its associated front, which is actually going to stay there for a while. This front is known as a stationary front, will stay there, which won't affect us till later, but we do have this high pressure system here, which is bringing us some clear and dry conditions, as you guys will see for our forecast. Let's move right into that. For tonight, a chance of snow flurries, cloudy, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a low of 31. Then we move right into tomorrow. Rain and snow is likely. Cloudy, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a high of 42. Now let's take a look at our tomorrow night. A 40% chance of snow. Cloudy, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a low of 19. For our extended forecast into our weekend, it looks like Saturday, mostly sunny skies at a high of 24 and a low of 14. Then Sunday, sunny skies at a high of 31 and a low of 21. And then Monday, mostly sunny skies at a high of 36 and a low of 31. So it looks like this weekend will be our break from the chance of snow, Jesse.
Well, that's fine with me. Thanks, Danny. The South Knox Lady Spartans basketball season came to an end last night. Mitch Columbi joins us now with more. Mitch.
Jesse, the Spartans fell behind early against 8th-ranked Sullivan and never could catch up. I'll have the details when News Center 22 returns.
Never seem to hear even the cry, and as sure as the sun does shine, well, I'm getting emotional. What's mine? And then the harder they go, the
Hi, I'm John Schwantes, host and moderator for the 31st season of Indiana Lawmakers. From right to work to Indiana's time zone all the way to cursive handwriting, your legislators have a pretty full plate of issues and only a short session of the General Assembly to tackle them. As always, we'll bring in the key players to our weekly roundtable discussion, plus analysis to give you extra insight on what that legislation means to you. Hope you'll join me.
Spartans fall to Arrows. Good evening, everyone. For WVUT Sports, I'm Mitch Columbi. South Knox becomes the first Knox County school eliminated from the girls basketball sectional tournament. The Sullivan Lady Golden Arrows avenged a regular season loss to the Lady Spartans 43-30 last night at the Class 2A Bloomfield sectional. Samantha Scott led the Spartans with 12 points. She was the only South Knox player to reach double figures. The loss closes the books on a 14-9 campaign for the Lady Spartans. In last night's other game at Bloomfield, Eastern Green disposed of North Central 70-24. So Friday night's semifinals look like this. North Knox will play the host Bloomfield Lady Cardinals, and Sullivan faces Eastern Green. There are 3 games on tonight's boys high school basketball schedule. Vincennes Lincoln heads down to the Pocket City to play Evansville Mater Dei. The Wildcats are 10-6 overall, while the Alices are 11-5. Mater Dei has defended their home court well this season, losing only to Castle and Evansville Memorial in 6 home dates. The game could be a defensive struggle as both teams are holding opponents under 55 points per game. Elsewhere, Vincennes Reveille hosts Shakamak, who received honorable mention in the Class A poll this week. The Patriots are coming off a last-minute loss to Wood Memorial last week. The South Knox Spartans are also at home this evening. They'll play the top-ranked team in the Class A, the Barre Vikings. One of sports' biggest rivalries was renewed last night in Chapel Hill as 9th-ranked Duke took on 5th-ranked North Carolina. The Tar Heels were in control most of the game as Tyler Zeller and Harrison Barnes combined for 48 points. But the Blue Devils would rally from down 10 with just over 2 minutes to play. Freshman Austin Rivers scored a season-high 29 points, including a game-winning 3 in the final seconds to lift the Blue Devils past the Tar Heels 85-84. The victory also snapped North Carolina's 31-game home winning streak. A historic win for Jim Boeheim as 2nd-ranked Syracuse beat 11th-ranked Georgetown 64-61 in overtime. The longtime Orange head coach got his 880th career win, moving him into 3rd place, 1 ahead of Dean Smith. Chris Joseph led the Orange with 24 points, including a career-high 6 3-pointers on 11 attempts. Syracuse won again despite being dominated on the glass 52-35. The Orange have been beaten on the boards 12 times on the season, 7 in conference, a concern as the regular season winds down. Notre Dame won its 5th game in a row using a late 11-0 run to get past West Virginia 55-51 in Morgantown. Jack Cooley led the Fighting Irish with 21 points and 12 rebounds. Notre Dame moves to 16-8, 8-3 in conference play. The Irish return home to take on DePaul on Saturday afternoon. Indiana welcomes Illinois to Assembly Hall tonight in Big Ten basketball action. The game matches 2 of the top young big men in the conference in IU's Cody Zeller and the Illini's Myers Leonard. Zeller leads IU in scoring at 15 points per game and rebounding with 6.4. Leonard is averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds per game. The Hoosiers are 13-1 at home this season. In the NBA last night, the Atlanta Hawks snapped a 3-game skid with a 97-87 win over the Indiana Pacers. The Hawks, who had fallen behind by big margins in each game on the homestand, finally got off to a good start. Atlanta built a 21-point lead in the first half and withstood repeated runs by Indiana over the final 2 quarters. Josh Smith led the Hawks with 28 points and 12 rebounds. David West and Tyler Hansborough scored 15 points apiece for the Pacers. Indiana plays at Memphis tomorrow night. Carlos Boozer scored 18 points, and the Bulls won their 4th straight game while nearly holding New Orleans to a franchise low in points during a 90-67 rout Wednesday. New Orleans shot 6 of 24 in the 3rd quarter and trailed 70-46 heading into the anticlimactic final quarter when Chicago's lead grew as large as 28 points with 1:19 left. Chicago finished shooting 46%, outscoring New Orleans 58-40 in the paint and 12-1 on fast breaks. The Bulls have the best record in the league, while the Hornets have the worst record in the Western Conference. The Indiana Fever have re-signed reigning WNBA MVP Tamika Catchings. Terms of the contract were not revealed. The 32-year-old Catchings averaged 15.5 points and 7 rebounds in leading the Fever to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2011. She has played in the WNBA for 10 seasons, all with Indiana, and was the league's Rookie of the Year in 2002. Catchings has been among the top 5 in MVP balloting in 9 of her 10 seasons and is a 7-time All-Star. It's time for our play of the day, and back to Chapel Hill we go. With 10 seconds left in the game and the Blue Devils down by 2, freshman Austin Rivers takes the pick, hesitates, waits for it, lets it fly, and he got it. What a shot. Number 9 Duke upsets 5th-ranked North Carolina for our play of the day. And it just doesn't get any better than that, Jesse. Back to you.
Thanks, Mitch. News Center 22 will be right back after this. Stay with us.
Masterpiece Classic.
It was arsenic, and I've been thinking that's what she must have taken.
I want to tell you all something.
Mary is still in love with you.
Girls! Cora, come at once.
Does this mean that you've made up your mind?
And all the time you've been driving me about, bowing and scraping and seducing my daughter behind my back.
I did something once which I bitterly regret. Everything's going to be all right.
Everything is clearly not all right.
Downton Abbey on Masterpiece Classic.
Next time, join us as our search for America's hidden treasures takes us to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
At the auction, my wife was sitting next to me. She went, "Who paid that much for that lamp?"
It was $500.
Really?
That was about a half month's pay for my school teacher salary.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely amazing. Next time from the Steel City on Antiques Roadshow.
The latest star attraction at a zoo in Sydney, Australia has plenty of visitors scratching their heads. It's a kangaroo, but probably not like you've ever seen before. Allie Donaldson takes a look.
When Taronga Zoo announced it had a new home for its tree kangaroos, many thought it was a joke, but this really is a kangaroo that lives in the trees.
Is it? On the tree? It's a tree kangaroo.
Wow, it is a bit weird. Where are they from?
Yeah,
Australia.
No, it's not a joke. We do in fact have 10 different kinds of tree kangaroos.
There are just not that many left. Australia only has 2 species living in small pockets of far north Queensland.
They live in really inaccessible, dense tropical rainforest, and so even just finding 1 or 2 can be a challenge.
There are no problems spotting Param and Salsa. They're loving their new bigger home so much they've begun mating again, but they can get a bit feisty.
When he's a bit confused, no, he grabs your legs and he bites. It's only when he's hungry and he's confused.
Needless to say, we brought food. On the ground, these guys are a little bit awkward. They can barely hop, but once they're up in the trees, it's a totally different story. They can jump 9 metres from branch to branch and even drop up to 18 metres to the ground without hurting themselves. The tree kangaroo's new enclosure is free to view.
And that's all for this evening. For Danny Taborn and Mitch Columbia, I'm Jesse Gwynn. Good night.
This is WVUT Vincennes.
Welcome to the program. We talked this evening about the legality of same-sex marriage with David Boys, who